Hi, and welcome back. Today we're going to talk about how to be emotionally supportive for someone. We're going to share with you what the most important step is, and if you miss this step, they're not going to be able to trust you. The second thing is we'll explain what it means to hold space for somebody, how you can create that in your relationship.
We also want to understand how to gauge the room and gauge what's going on so that we can show up in a way that is actually supportive. And also, we can use our actions as a springboard for healing.
So stick around. Today we want to share what the most important thing is. If you want to be an emotional support to someone, they have to feel safe with you. And safety comes in a lot of ways. You can create that safety by honoring who they are and what they're feeling. If they share something from their heart and you say something like, well, you shouldn't be feeling that.
It doesn't work.
That's the end of that. Who wants to talk to someone like that? So first of all, they need to know that whatever they say is safe with you. That you are not going to take what they say and tell it to a million other people. They need to feel like they can trust you and that what your thoughts are about them and their situation are pure, that you have a pure motive and a pure heart in trying to help them. So create that safety from your heart. Live in integrity with what they share. Don't share that with other people. And as you build that relationship of trust, you'll find that they are willing to open up more.
Something that we've all experienced is when someone has had a loss. That's always a common thing. I don't know what to say. I didn't know what to say. And many times, what is said isn't the most important thing. I can't tell you how something that happened in my life, I'll talk about in a minute, with that I first learned how we got together and became such close friends, but just holding what we call holding space. So letting that person feel those emotions and be in that place and just letting them is one of the most healing things that you can do. And I had that experience in my life as I came to see Robin for Reiki for the first time. And as I was driving home, that was the healing I felt, was that I could tell her something. She didn't try and tell me how to fix it necessarily, which is, I came to you for healing, and yet you didn't tell me what I could do to make myself feel better. You just held the space for me to feel it, and a safe place for me to feel it. And that was probably the most healing moment I can remember in starting my own healing journey, and it came from just holding space. So when that presents itself, that somebody's going through something and you don't know what to say, it's so helpful to just recognize that you're just going to go in and hold the space for them to feel what they're feeling, mirror back to them what they say, and you will bring healing into their lives.
I heard a fabulous TED Talk by Adrienne Hazlitt Davis, and if you remember in the Boston Marathon bombing, she was a dancer that lost her leg, and such a trauma, such a life-altering thing, and she talked about the different things that people would say that were not helpful.
At least was one of them.
Yeah.
At least whatever.
Yeah.
At least what? So if anything, get rid of that word, at least.
For sure. For sure. But one of the most powerful suggestions that she had that I have loved is to think about the difference between a thermostat and a thermometer. And a thermostat sets the temperature, where a thermometer just reads the temperature. And she said that sometimes she would be really struggling or heartbroken, and somebody would come in the room and they would be cheerful and happy and try to make her feel better and uplift her. And she wasn't at all in that space, and how that was hard for her to deal with them trying to force her into a feeling state that she wasn't in at the moment. And so her suggestion was to be like a thermometer, where if you're going into a situation that you know is going to have a lot of emotion, that you read where they're at and you match that.
Mm-hmm.
So if they're angry, you be angry with them. If they're happy, allow them to be happy. Don't say, well, yeah, you'll be happy in this moment, but I know you'll be sad tomorrow. Or, you know, let them be cheerful when they can. Let them be angry when they are. Let them be sad when the tears come. And reflect that emotion, feeling state for them. And that's such a gift. It's such a beautiful gift to give someone.
It allows them to actually process through the emotion.
Right.
So we are so trained as adults to shut down emotion.
Right.
So I give the example, when we are young and we fall down and we hurt our knee, we cry because it hurts. As an adult, the pain is no different.
If we fell down?
Yeah, if we fell down, maybe even worse. We don't feel less pain as we get older.
Yeah.
But we don't process the emotion. We hold in and tighten down that emotion.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if that's healthy.
Right.
I'm not sure if that's healthy. So it allows the process of that, because once we feel it, then we can move through it, and then we actually do go on.
Yes.
But we've got to process it through.
Yes. And that's so critical, because we all feel emotions. That's part of being human. That's part of our experience here. And the problem comes when we feel that emotion and we hold on to it, and we don't know what to do with it. We don't know how to express it. We don't know how to let go of it. We don't know what to even think or feel about what we're feeling and holding on to. And so when you're able to be emotionally supportive for someone, and they can open their heart, they can be honest, they can be vulnerable in their emotion, and they can truly express what they're feeling, oftentimes once that emotion is outside of you, you can see it for what it is, and you have a choice to let it go and to work with it or deal with it. But when we just continue to hold it inside of us, we don't have the power to release it.
Lastly, something that you can do that we've kind of talked about is when you hold that space for someone, when you support someone emotionally, you are actually being a witness to their experience. And people need a witness. People need to know that they matter. I think Oprah says that of all her years of interviewing people, everybody just wants to know that they matter. And how be heard. And so by being a witness for the emotion of someone else, they can begin, like we said, to process it. They can feel validated in that experience, and then they can look for it. It gives them, I think, the motivation and the ability to think what I can do next, and so that I can move forward and not be stuck. There are lots of scientific studies coming out that really those emotions that get stuck in the body affect the body. They affect our health. So it's crucial for us to process through emotions. And I can't find a better way. That I have lots of certificates, and I've taken a lot of classes, and I have a lot of modalities that I do, and so I know the work. I know what to do. And sometimes I'll come to Robin, and so I think, well, I'm good because I know what to do. I know exactly what she's going to say. I know where she's going to put her hand. I know everything. But there's something about going and having somebody witness my experience that I cannot do for myself.
Yeah.
I cannot do that healing for myself. And so what a privilege it is that we can have the opportunity to support someone in their emotions and to add to their healing. And so think less about the words said, think less about how you say it or where you're at or anything like that, and just focus on the sensations in your own body and bring them to the heart. Bring them to the heart and speak and act through that heart, and you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong.
And I love what Michelle's teaching, because it's really so simple. We think if we're going to try to help someone, we have to have all the answers, and we don't. You don't need to have any answers. when somebody's crying or expressing themselves and they say, I'm so angry, all you need to say is, I can understand why you would feel so angry right now. And when they're validated and that anger is witnessed and heard, they can say, yeah, and when I think about this situation, I just feel this or this or this. And you can say, wow, I totally get how this would lead to this feeling. I understand. Oh, well then this, and before long, they have come to their own solutions. They find their own answers. They realize what's going to work best for them. And all you needed to do was hold that space for them to feel, for you to validate their feelings, to make it a safe environment, and it really does become a springboard for their healing. So we hope that these tips have been helpful for you, and we hope that you will hit the button below to subscribe. We're going to explore a lot of the negative emotions in our upcoming series. Yeah, so stick around with us and we'll have lots to talk about.